Okay. Um, we are recording. My guest today is Jeni Long. She is a magic school ambassador. You're in charge of like community involvement, engagement for the company. And is that correct, Jeni? Is that the best?
It is, but I'm actually about to hand that responsibility off to someone new. So then I will just be doing district partnerships.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Jenny's a veteran to education for over 25 years. She's been a teacher. She's been about everything. She's an educational consultant, a speaker, and she's helped our school get started with Magic School. And we're very happy to have her here so she can kind of get us excited about what we can do with Magic School and get us thinking about what we can do. So, Jenny, what is Magic School? Why do we want it? And how can it save us time and help us out?
Awesome. All right. Well, I'm going to share my screen and I have a presentation that you guys can follow along with and look at. And I'm going to share this with you. And then I'm also going to go live into the platform so you can kind of see it firsthand. I prefer live demos just because I think you get, you get to really see, all the capabilities. So, oh my goodness. Okay, that's the button I needed. All right, there is a bit.ly also, so you can go back and refer to this presentation later if you want. There are some extra slides in here that I'm not going to go over, but you can reference them later. So it is a bit.ly, bit.ly/MSPD24, and it is case sensitive. So you do need to put those capitals in there, but then you can go back and refer to that later. So thank you for that great introduction, Kelly. I appreciate that. And here's my contact information if you need to get a hold of me later. And yes, I have been helping with all the things, community events and district partnerships, but now I'm going to be just solely focusing on district partnerships. And I'm located in Fort Worth, so I'm going to be mostly focusing on Texas, but still helping my early partners as you guys are getting launched as well. But there's my email, and I am on all the socials, so you can follow me there. Would love to connect with you, and if you have any questions, happy to help beyond this also.
Thank you.
All right. Well, you asked a good question. Why Magic School? So that leads me right into what I want to share with you today. And we know, and I personally know, and as you guys know, I was having to work with teachers every week as they were new to the district that I was just with, because teachers were leaving. New teachers were coming in, other teachers were leaving, and we realized we're at a time when teachers are burnt out, they're leaving the profession. And so we want to address this problem. And so with Magic School and with AI in general, you can, just kind of leverage some of those day-to-day tasks that we have to do and help you save time. And so we've actually done some studies with some of our early partners that have shown that you can save about 5 to 10 hours of time using AI. And so with Magic School, we've already done some of that prompting for you, so you don't have to think about how would I use this, why would I use it? And so we've done that and really done that scaffolding to kind of help you have a very easy entry into using AI. And I'll show you when we go live and do some examples. With Magic School, we are the leading generative AI platform in education right now. We have pretty close to 3 million users. We're reaching record number usage this week, like every day Adil. He just gets so excited. He's like, we had more users today than yesterday, and it just keeps going. And this back to school time, my personal children started school yesterday, so it's just been a whirlwind. When do kids come back for you guys?
21st.
Okay, so you've got a little bit.
19th, 21st, I think it's good.
You got a little bit of time, but they're going to be here before you know it. And like I mentioned, Magic School is easy. It's very easy to get started, and we've really done a lot of that. That scaffolding, like I said, but we want you to feel successful and confident when you use the platform. So I'm going to show you some other supports that we have with our tools as well. And we love our mission, and our message is teachers are magic, educators are magic, science teachers are magic, teacher dads, teacher moms. So we have like a store on our website where you can go and purchase shirts, but we also have an ambassador program, which we call our pioneers. And so we give a t-shirt voucher code to everyone. And we just love seeing people just sharing on social media every day. It just gives me such joy to open up social media and see people sharing professional developments, sharing trainings they're doing, sharing activities they're doing with their students, and just the smiles on their faces. And that's what I love. Is in my role as a tech integrator, I always said I had the best job ever, because I got to go in classrooms and help teachers and do those fun activities. And I always loved it because, people get excited when I'd come in the classroom. Yay, we're going to do Minecraft, or we're going to do Canva, or we're going to do some of that really cool tech integration. But now I feel that with Magic School, I'm still able to bring that solution to teachers and schools everywhere. Again, just some share out of happy faces and people as they're sharing the magic and things that they're doing, creative PDs that they're creating, just incredible things that educators do with our tool. And what is it? So I've kind of mentioned this a little bit, but we have over 70 tools already created. So we've thought of the things that you're going to do on a daily basis. About 70% of our team are former educators as well. Adil, our founder, he taught special ed and history in Atlanta. And then he moved to Colorado and opened one of the top performing high schools in the Denver area. So he's brought on a lot of former educators that have worked with him in some capacity, and just really growing a team of educators that are creating a platform for educators. So I think that speaks volumes too on what we have here. But we have all these different tools that you think, oh my goodness, I need to make a choice board. I need to make a rubric. I need to summarize a YouTube video. So we've already done that prompting for you, so that, like I said, it's that easy entry point and you're already feeling successful when you come here, because there's a plethora of solutions for you to use. And if there's not a specific tool, we have Raina, which I'll go into that, which is our standalone chatbot that you can use also. But I've mentioned some of these things. How can Magic School help you? It can help you create instructional materials. You can create rubrics, lesson plans, assessments. You can differentiate. I know when I was in the classroom, I had, 20 students or so, but 5 or 6 or more were all on different levels, right? So I had to create these different individualized lesson plans for each of my students to meet their needs. And so being able to differentiate and create individualized plans for our students takes a ton of time. So you can easily take your lesson plan and say, hey, I need it, to be more at a lower level, or, can you make this more, a particular grade level, or can you advance this, or give me some extension ideas? So that differentiation is huge. And then engaging. We're always communicating. We're always creating newsletters. We're always creating surveys. We're always, reaching out, and communication tools. We have tons of ways that you can create communication with your parents, colleagues, whoever. And creating original content. If you're like, I wish I had a story about the Olympics, and, could tie that into something that you're teaching, you can come in here and use the platform to create an original story for you and make it more relevant to your students. So being able to create content that you don't just have in your textbook, or, sometimes those materials aren't provided to you. So those are just a few of the things. And one thing I always want to stress is that this is AI. This is in no way going to replace you as the educator. We want to make that loud and clear and make that claim. We want to make sure that you realize this is a support, and this is a supplemental resource to kind of help boost your creativity, help save you time, just kind of be that thought partner as you are working and engaging with the things that you have to do on a regular basis. We know that AI has some bias and some inaccuracy. We've worked really, really hard to kind of get in front of that. Specifically, our math tools have just been updated. So if anyone is math teacher here, I taught 6th grade math, which probably now is more like 4th grade. But some of the higher level math, oh my goodness, you would not believe what the math outputs are now. That has just been updated. We have a math teacher on our team, and she's created tons of YouTube videos to support this. So I'll show you those. But the math is incredible. And we're one of the only platforms that has real math and accurate. So that's been a huge update. Also, our model is now up to 2023 data, and we're working to move it up to 2024. So you are going to get current information on your outputs. We also really fall on the 80-20 approach, where we want you to know that this is not the end all be all. Whatever result you get, you don't just say, okay, this is it. I'm going to just throw this out there now and use this. You want to make sure that you are vetting it, looking it over, making sure it's accurate. You put your own spin on it, use your personality. And, we want you to make sure that you put that final touches on it. I mentioned the Know Your Limits. Our training date is being updated to 2024. And we do take privacy and protection and safety very, very seriously. We don't ask for any personal information. There's never a place that says, tell us your student's name and all the things about them. We have fields that ask for like pronouns or, we don't ask for that specific information. And we are not using any information to train our model. So you know that with our platform, you're going to get education related results and it's safe, and you're not going to get, or we're not using that data to train our model. And I can't say that about some other platforms that you might use. So if there was ever anything put in that you're like, oh gosh, I put in all this and I need it back, we can retract that too. So we really want to make sure that we are partnering with you and supporting you and making sure that we are a true partnership with you guys. All right, so I'm going to jump in the platform and just kind of show you around some things that you can do. So to get signed in, you're just going to go to magicschool.ai if you haven't created your account, and you guys have enterprise access. So you get all the bells and whistles and all the great things with your platform, with your access. Any questions before I jump in here that you guys might have, or Kelly, if anything?
No, it's excited to see it in action. Thanks for spelling all that out for us. That's awesome.
Great. Well, I am now in the platform. So you can see here, this is my dashboard, and I have all the tools over on the center area here. We also have little categories up here at the top. They're broken up into planning, content, questions, intellectual prep, student support, communication, community tools, and recently we added an admin category because, interestingly enough, the administrators are some of our top users because we're all communicating. We're all wanting to rewrite our text to make it sound a little bit better. I hardly ever send an email where I don't write it out, then put it in the rewriter and say, hey, make this sound a little bit more professional or a little bit more kind, or, just so that it's like, I want to make sure that my words are, coming out correctly. I am an English major, so I feel like I'm pretty good in that area, but we all can use a little help, right? And, sometimes it's nice just to like, oh, that was a better way to say that. So I'll go into some of these tools here in just a second, but I want to show you over here on the left-hand side. You guys as partners are going to get a dashboard, and I'm not sure who all is going to have access to that dashboard, but this summer we're all also working to streamline that a little bit more to where it's school focused. So like you'll see the dashboard by schools. Right now it's just kind of overall usage. So Kelly and his team will be setting up who gets admin access and who has access into all that. But you'll be able to see who the top users are, what tools they're using, and you'll even be able to see that broken down by school. So that's really good data for you guys. At the admin level, you can also see into rooms, which are the student rooms. So you can see the usage and what the students are doing when you guys are using it with students. So
I'm going to hit pause just real quick, Jenny. So Jenny asked me before the presentation, are we, Port Clinton City Schools, going to be using the student version of Magic School? And we have access to it. But I told, after working with Chelsea, we just don't feel we're ready for that yet. And that'll be a Chelsea principal kind of decision later on. Right now, we just want to get our teachers and staff up to date on how to use Magic School. So there is a Magic School for kids as well.
And I love that, Kelly. I think everyone is coming at it from a different perspective. We all have some people are like, jumping head first in, let's use it with everybody. And then people are more, let's just get staff comfortable, and then we'll roll it out in phases to students. And maybe it's certain grade levels, certain schools, things like that. So whatever you guys decide, we are here to support you. But our student tools are amazing. They're not cheating tools, any of that. So whenever you guys are ready for that, it's incredible. Over here on the left-hand side, this is the Raina that I've mentioned. So if there is not a specific tool already created for you, then you just come over here to Raina. So a lot of times we'll get questions like, oh, I wish you had a tool for this, or, oh, is there a way to do this? Raina is where I would suggest to go. So you can come into Raina and just put in any information, and you can have data put in a CSV file, like all kinds of different things. So basically, she is your instructional coach. She's like, you can ask me any questions. I can help you. Even comes with like already some prompting. She's saying, all right, how can I teach my students about sustainability? Or how can I streamline my grading process for essays? So she's already kind of prompting you for some things that you may or may not need. How can I get parents more involved in classroom activities? So you're like, oh, that sounds good. Let me just check that out. But you could just type in your question down at the bottom as well. So these are some suggestions on how to communicate more effectively with parents. So giving me some great ideas. Let's see, continuing to go here. What was that one at the bottom? It even gave me a sample invitation letter to parents. So we're excited to welcome you to our classroom community. So it's even giving me a sample letter right here. So what I could do here is continue to say, is there a good way to use social media? I'm just thinking of something, but you can see here, I'm just having this dialogue with Raina, and then creating private groups, regular updates. So she's helping me figure out how I would use social media with my parents. So this is just a way that I can come here to Raina and just have an open-ended conversation. And then my outputs, I have a few options. I can copy this output. What we just did recently, this is a new update, is inline editing. So I click the edit button down there, and now I can come in here and edit this just like it's in a Google Doc or Word, and I can edit right here and then save. So previously we would have to export it out to Docs or Word or copy it, but now I can do that editing right here within the output and then save it. And then I can then go and do the export and it's ready to go. So that was just a recent update. So we have that inline editing. I can also export this out to Google Docs, Word, PDF. I can have it read aloud, and I can use the microphone. Myself personally, I use text to speech all the time. I do my emails, my text messages, everything. So, not only I say this all the time, this is great for our younger students to use the voice to text or the read aloud, but I use it all the time. I'm always dictating and doing that. So if you want something read aloud, you can do that. But then notice that Raina is still living in the output here. So again, it's that thought partner helping me to continue. Says, can you suggest some specific platforms for educational use? Remember, I asked about social media. So it's again prompting me to continue that. What are some best practices for engaging students on social media? So again, you can just see what happens here. This is a conversation I'm having. Raina is here to support me to continue my thinking as I'm creating whatever it is I'm looking to do here.
Yeah. So, sometimes I think a lot of our jobs and for students as well, the hardest part is getting started. And that's what I love about AI is that you just type in whatever your problem is that you're facing. If you're kind of stymied on how to begin, it offers great starters, and it gets you thinking solution wise.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes we think we have to rely on what's in here, and sometimes we just reach a block, or we just need that extra creative juices flowing. And sometimes we reach mental blocks, or we don't think of I never would have thought of something like whatever she might suggest. So it just kind of helps challenge our thinking. Also, too, up here in the top left-hand corner with Raina, you have two options. You can do fastest or smartest. So we've kind of changed our model option, so you can kind of play with those and see which output you prefer. But we have a fastest option or a smartest option. So we have those two there. I'm going to come back to the tools. So you kind of see how you can use Raina. Raina is there. You can just go and have a conversation and get whatever it is that you're looking for. But with the specific tools, you can use a little star, which bookmarks them and puts them at the top. So maybe your frequent tools that you use most often. You can also sort them over here. You can sort them alphabetically. But again, they are categorized by these different categories. So if there's something that you're looking to do, PD planner, anybody have PD days coming up that you have to get ready for? So you can come in here and go to this PD planner and just say, hey, this is what we need to do, and we are trying to focus on this. But what I love about our tools is they all have an exemplar in them. So again, I mentioned that we want you to feel successful. We want you to have an easy entry point. So in the exemplar, it's going to give you a good use case example. This one is a 9th grade English department. We have 30 minutes, and we are going to talk about the TWBAT, understand strategies for UDL in the classroom. So this is what the topic is. I'm going to hit generate just so you can kind of see what this does. But again, this is just an example so you can see what kind of things you would put into those fields. So this broke down this professional development session for me. Remember, I had 30 minutes. So it's giving me all kinds of ideas. key takeaways, what the activity is. It's even given me some websites. So, I mean, gosh, now I can come in here and start planning my professional development, and then even continue to say, well, I really like this takeaway activity here, but can you give me some more ideas for that? So then that's when you would use this bar here and continue this conversation with the output that you received.
Jeni, if I wanted to switch gears and go to a completely different topic, which my brain often does, do I need to go back, or can I just go right down to send a message and start fresh again?
Like something completely different off of professional development?
Correct. Yeah.
Let's see.
That would be Raina, I guess I'd be thinking of if I
Mhm.
want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Gotcha.
Let's just see. Create a test for me on moon phases. That has nothing to do with professional development. Let's see what it does. Oh, so yes, I'd like to create a test for you, but to ensure the test is appropriate, let's give me some more information on what you're needing. So again, it's going to ask me what grade is, because remember I didn't have those fields here. I
I
didn't
forgot,
have any
I
of those.
forgot we were in a prompt. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Good question. I also want to show down here on this actions button, we have translation available. So you can click translate, and there's over 70 different languages that you can choose. So if I click Spanish and click the little arrow, it's going to take that last output that was just given to me and translate it into Spanish. So all of those translations are available for you as well. Under that actions button, there's a few other things that you have access to. You could get questions off of this. If this was like a text or something you were creating, you could lengthen it, summarize it. And then we even have a custom prompts button. So like if you know you always want a certain output, like Adil likes to have a one here that says mild, medium, spicy, and it's the way he differentiates. So it's 3 different levels of his output. Then he clicks that button and it will differentiate his output for him automatically.
Wow.
So you have those custom prompts as an option. All right, I'm going to come back. Another, again, you can see here, anytime we have a new one, we have a little new flag. We did just partner with Adobe. So you could create an image. This is great for creative writing. I love when you create the image and then have students try to guess what the prompt was that got that image for you. So you could go in and create an image. You could create things for, back to school. But the Adobe image generator is awesome. Group work generator, as we're thinking about back to school, creating group work activities, those little scavenger hunt things that you do on the first few days, getting to know each other. So whenever I come into a tool here, again, we've got these fields. This is asking for grade level. What is the time? What topic do you want to put in? A lot of times people will ask about standards. We do pull, it'll pull from standards, but you just kind of have to put that in. Like you could put NGSS, or here in Texas, we use TEKS. You just put in that standard and it will address it specifically. I'm going to click exemplar on here just so you can see what this group work activity would be. This is 5th grade. We got 20 minutes. We are going to talk about human environment interaction, place, regions, and culture. So this is the standard. And I have 2 students participating in this activity. And so my groups are in 2. So it's breaking all this down by time, materials, instructions, even gives me, a reflection time, even gives the roles that you would need in this group work. I love that, timekeeper and a recorder. And then what the presentation is going to be, and then a teacher note. So that's great for group work there. And then you could continue again, to further the output there as you need. I was going to show you another one here. I love, if you can't think of what it is that you're looking for, you could just type in, I'm on planning, so I'm going to go to all. You can type in the word and it will pull it up. So like a rubric generator. This one is huge, huge time saver. Again, gives you the categories or the fields to fill out, the grade, the point scale. You can put your standard in, any assignment description. I do want to tell you, we have this little paperclip option in a lot of the tools. So that allows you to upload, and this just made my Microsoft heart very happy. They did this last night, PowerPoint. So it was PDF, image, and Word. And so now they uploaded the option to do PowerPoint. So you could add any additional resource. So like, let's say you're making a lesson plan and you needed to upload some state standards or a template of a lesson plan or, another text. This little paperclip will allow you to upload additional information to help with your output. So I always like to point that out. So I'm going to click the exemplar real quick so you can see how this rubric works. This is a 9th grade 5-point scale argumentative essay. We're persuading the school board to approve building a park nearby. And so I'm going to just click generate, and then instantly this rubric is created for me. And if I like it or don't like it, again, now we have that edit option. So I can go in and edit in real time right here into this rubric and then save my changes and then export that out. So I'm so excited that we have that new inline editing feature that they just added. But if you're like, hey, I need to add some technology or something into this rubric, you can just type that down here and it will update it with those changes.
That's really cool.
Let me come back here. I'm trying to think. Let's see. Oh, X out of that. For this chat with docs was a new one that we just uploaded last week. So chat with docs allows you to add any type of document, and then it will help you basically pull from that document. So if you had like a really long 20 or 30 page document that you don't have time to read through, or you want help summarizing it, maybe pulling some questions from it, you're doing a book study and you want to pull out some really good things from that, you can upload the document here and then just ask away. But on the exemplar, I love this, where it shows a good idea of how to use it. This is the Declaration of Independence. It's just pasted the Declaration of Independence in there. All I do is hit generate, and then it's prompting me with some questions that says, hey, I see, it says, I understand that I'm supposed to help you, and you've uploaded this resource, the Declaration of Independence. So it's even giving me some questions that says, do you want to know about what are the key principles outlined in the Declaration of Independence? Do you want to know who wrote the Declaration of Independence? So it's kind of pulling out specific nuggets of that to kind of help me. So you could take we had somebody uploaded the AP Calc big document, and then it made an assessment on it. It summarized it. It made a syllabus, just all of your resources that you're using for school, you can get it consolidated and help you understand it better. So I'm going to say, what is the significance of the phrase, all men are created equal in the context of the Declaration? So I'm going to focus on that question, and I just paste that down in there, and then it's going to address that for me. So it's basically taking that big, large chunk of context and then, breaking it down for me. So that chat with docs has been really, really popular.
That's really great, because sometimes we just don't have time to read through everything, and the document itself can become personified, and we can ask the document questions.
Yep, exactly. Another new one that just came out is social media posts, and I love this one because I do the social media for Magic School. So this, if you do if you're doing district-wide social media, or your class, if you have a Twitter page or your Facebook page or whatever, it will actually break it down for platforms specifically. So it will give you the words and the copy for each platform, because every platform has a different audience, right? So this one is parents, mark your calendars. Back to school night is Tuesday, September 28th. So that was for Twitter. This is for Facebook. This is for Instagram. And this is for LinkedIn. So it was a back to school post. So see how it does it specific for each platform, and it adds emojis. That's my favorite. I love the emojis. So if you're doing any social media posting, definitely try the social media post. I love this one. But think about what you're doing next week or in the next couple of weeks as you are about to interact with students, or maybe you're interacting with staff. And then what are the things that what problem do you have, and what solution can Magic School provide? So if you're thinking, gosh, I need to send an email, I need to create a newsletter, I have got to put together a professional development, what is it that's on your to-do list? And then come here and let Magic School help you. So, start exploring the tools, just kind of look around. If you need recommendations for which tools you don't know what you would use, you can use the tool recommendation tool. So it will help you. So definitely, we just want to help you be that thought partner, help save time. I mentioned Adil was a special ed teacher. So our student support tools are incredible. We have SEL lesson plans, leveling your text. If you have like a 5th grade text and you need it down to a 3rd grade, or maybe you need it to an 8th grade, it can level that text for you. 504 plan, IEP generator. And again, never do we ask for specific information about a student. We just ask for like, what's going on, and then it will give you some supports for that. Behavior intervention suggestions, a BIP generator, things like that. And if there's ever tools that you don't want access to, we can pull those, from your instance too, Kelly, if you feel that there's some that don't align with your district goals. I do want to share one other thing too, because I know we're running out of time. Over here on the left-hand side on this training button, this will actually take you to some really great resources. So depending on where you are in your AI journey, we have some certification courses where you can go through. They're very short, 20 minutes long. So we have level 1, 2, and 3. We also have one about our image generator and how you can use that. And then we have a couple that are about using the student platform. So when you're ready for that. And then we even have one for students to take to help them understand how to use the AI. So we have some really good supports there. Here in the middle, we have tons of already made resources for you. Like if you want to send an email out to your family, we have some, communication that you can send with your community. We have already pre-made presentation materials. If you were leading a session, if you're working with science teachers, we have all of these here ready to go. We have one-pagers. We have our top tool one-pagers. And then the last thing I want to show you too is our YouTube library. I mentioned Sarah on our team has made some really great math videos. They are awesome. So if you are a math teacher or you support math in any way, definitely check out those new math videos. But Adil, our founder, he loves to go in there and make videos too and share ways to use the tools. So the YouTube videos are great.
Yeah. And I think, Jenny, you could take a YouTube video link and have it create a Google form quiz on it, right? That's one of the features.
Yep. I can actually summarize. So I could paste that YouTube link right here and it will summarize the video for me. So that's a great thing. You're like, I need to learn about Magic School, but I don't have time to watch this video. Paste the link in there and it will summarize it for you. And then you also have the ability to go in and get questions off of that. So this is great if you're assigning a video to your students and you want to have the AI help you create some good questions. You can choose whether you want multiple choice, free response, or true false, and then how many questions you want, 3, 5, 7, 10. You can have more. You could even, when you get your output, say, hey, give me 5 more, and it will do that too. And it will create questions off of that YouTube video for you. Yep. And it will send it to Google Docs, Google Forms, and it's ready to go.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, that's a huge time saver. I love that one.
I'm anxious today to get into, well, one, I have not made a newsletter using Magic School yet, so I'm going to try that for my next newsletter. I'm anxious to see what it can do. I need to create some cover art for our professional learning calendar, so I'm really anxious to see that new feature with Adobe on there.
Oh, that's a good
And Pat and I are leading some leadership training Thursday and Friday, and we're not the best at icebreakers. And so I'm going to take some of our R-Factor leadership training and go to the icebreaker and see if it comes up with some ideas. So those are some things on my mind. I'm curious, Teresa Fillmore, what excites you about any of this or anybody else?
Anybody have any thoughts?
I just cold called somebody.
That's the
Sorry.
best.
Yes, it's all news, so I'm just anxious to get on and explore and say, oh, this is what. But certainly at the beginning of the year, a lot of family communication, especially at the kindergarten level. So
yeah, and
that'll be a starting point.
That's awesome, Teresa. And Chelsea, is the best way just to go right to Magic School, or is it in Clever, or is there a quicker way to access it? She might be into something. But anyways, Jenny, you're amazing. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. You're so welcome. And I'm excited to hear. I'd love to kind of, you guys let me know how it's going. And Kelly, I can't wait to hear about your icebreakers. I know that the make it relevant is also a great one too. Like sometimes our kids just have a hard time understanding, and if they haven't had these experiences, making it relevant. Like there's just so many ideas and ways that you can use it. But yeah, just go in here, pick something that you're working on, and find a tool. And there are a lot, so don't get overwhelmed. I would just say pick a few, get really comfortable at those, and then start adding more to your, resource bucket. But just go in there and explore and have fun and take a breath and realize that it's okay. And you can use these supports. I think sometimes too, people feel like, oh, I can't use it. We're still on that cheating mentality, right? Like, no, but it's okay. Like how many times do you say, Alexa, what's this and that, right? We're using our resources to help us get current information, to get answers faster. Oh, she's talking to me. So it's okay to use these things, and we want to help you. We want to let you breathe and smile and bring that joy back to what you love. So I hope you guys have an amazing year.
Thank you so much, Jeni. I don't know if anybody has any questions, but Jeni is a great resource and a great helper. She just loves what she does. So we're so lucky to have her with us today. And I think we're just going to get in here and just kind of play around and figure out some good usage. I like your idea of just kind of picking a few and getting good at those. And I'm going to learn from my colleagues of how they're using it. So thank you, Jeni.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. And reach out if you guys have any questions. Happy to help.
All right. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. There we go.
Awesome.